shit. All she want is payback for the way I always.
Okay, adding in this intro because I didn't give the information that I should have in the other part of the video, so this is actually recorded afterwards. This is Spawn, this is his mod. You can find this information, so let's pull it up here. I'm terrible with names, so I'm gonna butcher this. This is by Luguru, and it's Spawn. So it's Marvel Champions LCG Spawn, and then you also have a direct download if you want to print to play, and then you can also find him on Discord under the name. Okay, I'm not going to be able to pronounce that. Jarvol L, Javiel, or IERL. And you can find him on the Marvel Champions LCG Homebrew Discord. Thank you guys for watching and enjoy the video. Welcome back to Mediocre Gamers. This is Crimson. Okay, we're going to do a custom highlight. One of the creators on the Homebrew Discord was asking for some more feedback for one of his custom creations, and he doesn't have it on the board because he needs feedback before he can really feel comfortable sharing it on the main table. So I told him that, you know, I'll give it a go. We'll give it a go. Check it out. It's going to be Al Simmons, or otherwise known as Spawn. And he has a pretty unique mechanic here. So setup, we put the personal scheme necroplasm meter into play. Legally dead. If a card would target Al Simmons, you may change your form once per round. So when we're taking a bad card, or actually if any card would target Al Simmons, so if anything that says hero or your identity or anything like that, we could just immediately switch over to Spawn. Spawn is a 1/2/2. He has a Soldier Mystic keyword. Magic. Remove a counter on Spawn. Set aside Necroplasm meter to draw 2 cards. Necroplasm meter comes in with 9 counters. When this scheme has no counters on it, remove it from the game. If the scheme leaves play, remove Spawn from the game. So when you have no counters on here, you lose. Alright, we're just going to go against Rhino Basic with Standard and Bomb Scare. I like to just play the super basic, you know, kind of, you know, it's like a damage check in, say, like World of Warcraft. It's just a tank and spank, a damage check. I made the deck aggro, so we may lose terribly because aggression doesn't have a lot of threat removal, and we only got 7 turns. That's assuming he doesn't hit us, you know, with extra schemy bits, which we have lost multiple times due to that. But this is the best way to showcase the custom content and let you guys kind of take a look at it. Let's turn that music down just a tad bit more. I just want it kind of in the background. I don't want it blaring on you guys, and I can't really tell anymore. You know, I'm gonna turn down my personal volume. Okay, so let's just get into it. 6 cards. Oops. Okay, setup. Okay. Cool. All Heroes is a good one. Melee is good. So this is one of Spawn's card. Chain attack. Deal 1 damage to an enemy. Draw a card. Pretty decent. So we're going to start off putting the Hall of Heroes into play. And then flip over to Spawn. Let's get some. Let's get a counter here. So we're going to use that to draw 2 cards. Awesome. Okay. So Hellfire costs 2, deal 4 damage. You may remove a counter from the Necroplasm to deal 7 damage and overkill instead. Teleportation. Hero defense. When a villain would attack, cancel the attack. They revealed no boost card. Remove a counter from Necroplasm. So we're going to go ahead and just play Nick Fury. 1, 2, 3. Oh no. 3. We're going to keep those. We're going to have Nick Fury deal 4 damage. And then we'll attack with Nick for 2 more damage. Attack with Spawn for 2 more damage. And then we'll go ahead and chain attack for 1 damage. And we'll draw a card. Okay. That is going to be our turn. Yes, Nick Fury gets damage. We're going to discard this. So we're just going to discard that too. Draw 5. Okay. Then he attacks us. Nick's going to block. You know what? Nick's dead. And then bad stuff. Shocker comes to play, deals 1 damage to us. Okay. Our turn. +1 defense. When Spawn's health would reduce to 0, set his life to 3 and remove a necro counter. Okay, here we go. Da-dum-da-dum-dum. Bjorn. Get the Immortal out. Spend 1, draw 2. Chain attack. Him for 1. And I'll draw a card. Okay. Necroplasm. It's just 2 wild resources. Hellfire. Pay 1. So we're doing 7 damage to him. So he's going to take 2. And then Rhino will take 5. Search for breaking and taking. It's going to get 3. And he's going to go up to 15. Oh, pretty heavy damage. In fact, I think I just won. So, alter reality. Remove up to 3 counters. And we are going to remove all 3. For each, draw 3 cards, remove 2 threat, or deal 4 damage. So we're going to deal 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then, oh, we did get a counter on there from killing the Shocker. First things first, I would change this to say once per turn, because I'm going to use it now to draw 2. And then I'm going to use it again to draw 2 more. There we go. Then I will attack with Spawn. Yarnborn. After your hero attacks an enemy, spend a physical to do 2 damage. So, hit him 1 there. And then do the 2 damage from... Now, I believe I did not attack with him, or did I? Did I attack the... No, I killed the Shocker with the, with the Hellfire. So, yeah, I had not attacked with him. Okay, perfect. So, yeah, that killed him. Boom, he's dead. So, let's look at some of the cards now. So that was much faster than I thought it was going to be. It was a 2-turn kill. Yes, first things first, this needs to say limit once per round. I think it's a good ability. I don't think you should be able to use it 3 times in a round. Second, let's look at this card here. So remove up to 3 counters from your Necroplasm. For each counter, actually, I believe I would have had to draw the cards first before playing reality because it cost 1. So yeah, I would have had to draw the cards first, then played the reality. Alright, so draw 3 cards, remove 2 threat. Okay, so it's Nick's thing. I think this needs to be different. I really think this needs to be different. Make it cost 0. And make it so you can only remove 2 counters. Make it draw 2 cards, remove 2 threat, or deal 4 damage. So that would give it a maximum of 8 damage, which puts it in line with most of the other heroes, you know, big spell. There is only 1 of these in the deck, but honestly, the 4 damage isn't even that crazy. Drawing 9 cards would be insane. And I get it, like, the 3 counters are huge. Like, literally, it's huge. But I would definitely make it cost 0, reduce the card draw by 1, because you're making it cost 0 instead of 1. And then I would definitely make... And honestly, I would almost bring that threat up to 3. So 2, 3, 4. I think that sounds fine. That sounds perfect. Yeah, 2, 3, 4. That is what I would do with maximum 2 counters at 0 cost. So that's my feedback for this one. Let's look at some other stuff here. I honestly think this is fine. It costs 2, gives you +1 defense. It can actually kill you. Because say I only have 1 Necroplasm on there, and then Spawn dies, then he comes back to 3 and you spend a Necroplasm and then he dies again. So yeah, it can actually not save you if you have the one thing. I like this. I think this is fine. This is exactly where it needs to be at. 9 is perfect for it. I think that is perfectly fine. Big guns cost 3, get 3 ammo. Exhaust big guns. Okay, so it requires an exhaust, which is perfect. Does 3 damage to it. I think that's perfectly fine. Hellfire, I think, is honestly also just fine. It's 4 damage for 2. Seems kind of, you know, that's a little weak. But you can spend the Necroplasm and get 7 out of it. I think that is perfectly fine. Just nice. I don't think this is a... I think this card is thematic important to have here. Because it is Spawn. So, no changes on this. This is fine. Chain Attack is fine also. 1 damage, draw a card. I think that's a perfectly fine card. Teleportation. Oh, I would change this card a little bit. I understand why it uses Necroplasm because it's a spell. Anything magic uses Necroplasm. I would change this to not have the word defense because according to the new rules, you would have to be defending to use this card. I would just change this to Hero Interrupt. When Spawn would take damage, cancel that damage. Remove a counter from Spawn's Necroplasm meter. That works just fine. That is what I would change that to. Chain Attack's fine. Hellfire's fine. Okay. Cost 2 spell at the end of your turn. Remove a counter from Spawn's or discard this. Okay, so this card better be really good. If a minion engaged with you would deal damage to you or an ally you control, it deals that damage to the villain instead. Okay, that is perfectly fine. I actually think that's great. You throw it out there when you have multiple villains. Let's say you're playing against Ultron or something like that. Any minions that are attacking you are now attacking the villain, but it costs you the necroplasm. I think that's perfectly fine. You would play this card and not spend any necroplasm to keep this out as long as possible. Okay, that card's probably fine the way it is. I mean, again, depending on the villain that you play against, you would use it or not. Like against Rhino, I would never play this card to just be a resource, and that's perfectly okay too. Cards don't have to be useful in every scenario. Because you can ditch cards for resources, cards can be more niche. And I think that's something that people don't realize a lot. Is that, like, with the card that everybody complains about right now. This card. Oh, well, I can't play it if somebody else on... Okay, then it's a resource. It is perfectly fine to have that mechanic in the game. You know, you can ditch anything for a resource. Same thing with allies that are... You know, you have an Iron Man ally in your deck, and there's an Iron Man player in your group. You know, it's fine. It's a resource. Now, granted, if you're going to continue playing with that Iron Man player, take it out of your deck. But it is not a dead card. Okay, Mental Dominance. Costs 0 spell. Hero action. Remove a counter on spawn set aside Necroplasm meter. Place a status card on a character and remove 2 threat from scheme. I like this. I think it's a little weak on one point. So I like that you get to place a status card, so you can place a tough on your character, or you can place a confused or stun on the villain. I think that's perfectly fine. Things that pull off of the Necroplasm meter should be good. I think 2 threat is too little. I think it should be 3 threat. Puts it under a maxed out 4 justice, but it puts it in line with a lot of other people's, you know, 3 threat removal cards. That would be one of my things, is bump this up to 3 threat. Let's take a look at some more. Okay, those were all cards I added in. Any other unique spawn cards? Okay, that's another Necroplasm, so he's got 2 of them in the deck, I think. Yeah, there's 2 Necroplasms in the deck. Persona. Costs 1. Persona. Interrupt. When you draw a card, when you draw 1 or more cards, you may discard it 1 card first. If you do, draw an extra card. I think that's fine. That's perfectly okay card. Yeah, it's good. Like, if you have them out and you draw this hand and you're like, I do not need, you know, melee. There's no melee with me. Cool. Throw it down. Draw an extra card. Yeah, that's fine, and it allows you to play more cards that are more situational. I like that. I like that a lot. Anyway, here is his ally. Cost 3 for a 1/1/2. It's a little weak on power there. Okay, police. Spawn gets +1 thwart. Okay, that's really good. That brings Spawn to a 2/2. I like that. Thwarty is something that he would need help with. Okay. Exhaust Salmon Twitch. KO a minion with 2 or less. Okay. I like that too. So here's the changes I would make to this card. I would make it 3 power, or 3 health, and I would make his ability do consequential damage. So exhaust Salmon Twitch and deal them a damage. KO a minion with 2 or less remaining HP. That puts it more in line with the 3 cost, getting the 3 health. You can either do 1 damage, 1 thwart, or if the stipulation is there, you can go ahead and use its ability, but it will all cost a damage to do whatever you choose to do. I like that. Definitely would bring this up to 3 and make that ability cost 1 consequential damage. Okay, Rat City. Support, location, alter ego action, exhaust, Rat City, discard 2 cards, draw 3 cards. Yeah, that's fine too. It pretty much taps for a card, but you have to discard some cards first. Allows him to cycle through his deck a little faster. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. Yeah, I'm perfectly okay with that. Okay, so that is Spawn. So that's a couple of what I would suggest. you know, with that and that and that. Was there any other ones that I was like, oh, these need to change? Nope, I think everything else is fine. So these are the 3 cards that I would change. Obviously, that being the most problematic. And I get it, it's his big spell. It's his, you know, kaboom card. But I think it might be a little big, little too kaboom. And then, of course, definitely change his hero power to limit once per turn. I mean, if you change nothing else, that should be the change that has to happen. That is too strong the way it is without that limit once per turn. It's why things like that, limit once per round, have this. Yeah, you need to change that. That needs to be changed. I would definitely still change this. 2 counters, 2 cards, 3 threat, 4 damage. Consequential, and 1 extra hit point. And take off the defense and remove the attack with damage. So there are other things that could damage your hero. Just makes it just cleans it up a little bit and makes it so that way Spawn doesn't have to, you know, be defending. He doesn't have to tap to use this card, because now you have to defend to use defense cards. And then he could still defend an attack from another player, take the attack, take the damage, and then teleport the damage off. Yeah, that's what I would do. You could keep it with the attack, just change, take the word defense off and just put hero interrupt. When a villain is attacking you, cancel that attack. This way he could still block for another player and then cancel the attack. Or he can still, you know, he's being attacked, he doesn't have to tap to defend, he can teleport out without tapping. If you wanted to keep it this way where you had to tap your hero, remove the necroplasm requirement. Alright, thank you guys for watching. Short video, just a little spotlight on a Spawn custom creation. Thank you guys. Have a wonderful day.